Hi everyone, I'm Sahana Krishna Murthy. I'm with my teammates Kirpapreet Kaur, Aswathama Shanmugam Marimuthu, and Javier Abollado. We're all graduate students at Carnegie Mellon University, majoring in data analytics for science, and we're excited to present our research topic titled Pedestrian Safety in NYC Street, which is part of the Explorer Transportation Data Science project. Before we begin, we would like to thank the Northeast Big Data Hub and NSTC for giving us the opportunity to present our research. Now, why did we choose this topic? During our data preprocessing and exploration steps, we analyzed different types of crashes and their frequency. This helped us realize that while vehicle-related crashes are extensively studied, pedestrian safety often receives less attention, even though pedestrians are among the most vulnerable road users. This insight led us to shift our focus to pedestrian safety in NYC Street, aiming to highlight risks and propose data-driven improvements. With this research, our goal is to identify patterns in pedestrian injuries and fatalities, understand the role of street design and policies, and ultimately provide data-driven insights to improve pedestrian safety in NYC. By analyzing crash data and heat maps, we hope to highlight high-risk zones and recommend strategies for safer streets. I'll pass it on to Javier to discuss our methodology and key findings.
Thank you for the introduction, Sahana. For the methodology, we took a data-driven approach to analyze pedestrian safety in New York City. We collected and processed crash data using heat maps to identify high-risk areas. As seen in the map on the bottom left, Manhattan emerged as the highest risk location, an expected outcome given the high pedestrian traffic, which I will discuss in more detail during the analysis. To go beyond just identifying dangerous locations, we needed to account for real pedestrian exposure. For this, we used the dataset from New York City Open Data, which tracks pedestrian volumes. By combining this dataset with our incident data, we calculated the relative number of injuries and fatalities per 100,000, which this means how many pedestrians would we expected to get injured if 100,000 people walked on a given street, based on past statistics. This approach allowed us to move beyond just identifying high traffic streets from Manhattan, for example, which naturally report higher absolute number of injuries. Instead, we focus on finding the streets with disproportionately high injury rates, which may indicate deeper safety issues. Now, looking at our first analysis, pedestrian injuries per 100,000 walks, shows that Northern Boulevard, Atlantic Avenue, and Grand Concourse stand out as the most dangerous streets in terms of injuries. Their numbers have remained consistently high since 2021, with no significant improvements over time. With that, I'll pass it over to Aswathama, who will continue explaining the rest of our analysis.
Thank you, Javier. We extended our analysis to pedestrian fatalities per 100,000 walk over the same time period as injuries. Our findings reveal that Atlantic Avenue saw a sharp peak in 2023 before declining, while Grand Concourse steadily increased, becoming the most dangerous street in 2024. Most of the other streets remained relatively stable over the years. Diving deeper into the Harley trends, we found the pedestrian fatalities are highest between 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., likely due to the rush hour traffic. This highlights the urgent need to enhance safety measures such as better lighting, longer crossing times, and stricter speed enforcement due to crucial hours. The reduction in injuries and fatalities in some areas sparked our curiosities, leading us to conduct further background research across various news forums, blogs, and to understand the impacts of safety measures. The Northern Boulevard has long been one of the most dangerous streets in pedestrian history. The CBS News even called it the Boulevard of Death, highlighting the frequent hit and run incidents and challenges pedestrians face. The elderlies are the most vulnerable group in these streets. They face a lot of struggle while crossing the subways. Speeding has been a persistent issue. To address the New York Department of Transportation has implemented Vision Zero initiative, including wider crossings, speed limit reductions, and additional signage. The changes have made significant reduction, but the challenges are still remain. To further improve the safety, we need to expand the Vision Zero efforts. Across the entire boulevard, more speed bumps, traffic calming measures should be installed, especially in the high pedestrian areas. Improved street lighting will enhance the visibility at night, and pedestrian overpass and underpass should be considered as the most dangerous intersections. Finally, the ongoing community engagement is essential to identify and address the safety concerns effectively. Now, my teammate Kripa will brief us more on Atlantic Avenue and Grand Concourse and their necessary recommendations.
Thanks, Ashwath. Moving on to the next focus, Atlantic Avenue. Our analysis reveals that this wide, busy street, with 6 traffic lanes and 2 parking lanes, has a disproportionately high rate of pedestrian injuries and fatalities. The design that includes long crosswalks and high speed limits creates an environment where speeding is very common and vulnerable pedestrians face significant challenges. Despite the Vision Zero initiatives like expanded pedestrian spaces and upgraded traffic signals, Atlantic Avenue has recorded around 40 traffic deaths over the past decade. This suggests that while some measures are in place, they might not fully mitigate the risks. Turning to Grand Concourse in the Bronx, our findings show an alarming uptrend in both pedestrian injuries and fatalities. Its expansive width, heavy traffic, and complex intersections, particularly at the East 170th and the East 183rd Streets, contribute to a hazardous environment. Data from 2024 even reveals a peak in fatalities, with an unprecedented spike where 61 pedestrian deaths were recorded in just the first half of the year. This indicates that the current Vision Zero measures, such as lowered speed limits and redesigned pedestrian crossings, may really not be sufficient. Based on these insights, we have the following recommendations. For Atlantic Avenue, we suggest targeted speed enforcements through automated cameras, enhanced traffic signals, intersection redesigns, and improved street-level safety, such as curbside extensions and bollards. For Grand Concourse, we recommend increasing pedestrian refugee areas, enhancing crosswalk visibility with high contrast markings and improved lighting. We should also probably launch public education campaigns on safe road behaviors and implement additional traffic calming measures. In conclusion, we need to obviously make NYC's streets safer for the pedestrians, especially on these critical corridors. It is really essential for us to expand and redefine our Vision Zero initiatives, invest in better infrastructure designs, and enforce traffic rules more strictly. And with these comprehensive measures, we can work significantly towards reducing pedestrian fatalities and ensuring safer streets for everyone. Thank you.